Hey everyone, thanks so much for trying out our Hyperexist Pebble Paints. These are paints that we invented and created ourselves with our own recipe, so they are a little bit different than traditional paints you're going to try on the market. So we're going to go over in this video how to use the paints. So before we get into it, we have a few kits on our line. The first one on this side is our Piccolo. It's the smallest kit we sell. It comes with 6 paints, a travel paintbrush, a water dropper, a water bowl, and a sponge, as well as a set of watercolor paper. We also have our larger kit, the Grande. This one comes with 11 paints. Instead of the 6, we have our paintbrush, sponge, water bowl, and water dropper, as well as a set of watercolor paper. So in addition to these two, you could also purchase destination sketches that come with these kits, like our New York kit right here. They're sketched out on watercolor paper, and you can go ahead and paint while you're traveling around. In addition to our paint kits, we have a lot of cool accessories you can check out on our website and on Etsy, like our travel paintbrush right here. It's pretty awesome. You can go ahead and collapse it down into a really small travel package, and it comes right back out ready for you to paint. So let's get started. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your water dropper and you're going to add 1 to 2 drops of water to the top of the pebble. Now, like I said earlier, this isn't like traditional watercolor paints. What you're going to want to do is let the water activate the pebble for about a minute or so. You can go ahead and start painting immediately once you put the water on there, but what's going to happen is it's going to be pretty light. And that's completely fine if you want to do a lighter painting, but if you let it activate and stir the paint more, the paint will start to get thicker, creamier, and become more dark and deeper in color. So as you see, it's already starting to get a little bit darker. As we keep working with the paint and letting it sit and activate the pebble, you'll start to get a darker and darker painting. Okay, so this pebble over here I've actually had sitting for a little bit and activating for a little bit longer. And what you're going to notice is it's darker than the one we just started working with. And we've also found that the thicker and creamier it gets, the easier it becomes to work with on your paper. But you may want to go back to the lighter color we started off with, and that's no problem. All you have to do is get a little water in your brush or add it from the dropper. You add it to the pebble, mix it up, and they'll start to lighten up. Even pull some more water and add it to the painting right on the paper. And now you have the lighter color you started off with. So the paints are very versatile, and just depending on how much water you add to it and how long you let it sit will change the color and texture of your painting. Another interesting thing about our paint is you can also paint wet on wet. So go ahead and spray your paper, get a little paint from the pebble, and start painting. So now that we're ready to wrap up our painting adventure, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you give the paint some time to dry. It doesn't need to be fully dry. As long as it's thicker and creamier, it'll be perfect for traveling home. Next, you want to empty out your water bowl and place the damp or wet sponge inside. This is really important because the moisture from the water bowl and from the sponge will go ahead and soften the paint, so we want to keep these nice and dry. And then when you get home, make sure you rinse out your bowl and sponge and let everything dry. So before we get going, we're going to cut to another video of ours just to show you what to do if the paint happens to come loose from the tin when you're traveling or during shipment. So first thing is remove the pebble paint from the tin, and then you're going to get your water dropper and place 1 drop of water beneath each pebble. And then go ahead and place the pebble back on top of the water, and the water is going to go ahead and activate the paint and help it adhere back to the tin. Thanks again for trying us out. If you have any questions or want to share your experience with us, please feel free to reach out and tag us.